So it's great to be back jamming in Amsterdam. As we launch BlackBerry 10 around the world, we have been blown away by the support we have seen from developers. And it's incredibly rewarding for all of the engineers behind the platform because we have built BlackBerry 10 from the ground up for you. So when you hear Alec talk about flow and how it defines the BlackBerry 10 experience, it's all about efficiency and intuition, putting the people you connect with, the content you care about, and the communities you're a part of in front of you exactly when you need it. And it's really critical for you all to understand that power of flow, the power of intuitive integration reaches beyond our core applications and into your apps. We know that our customers don't see your apps as separate and disconnected from the core experience. And I'm going to be showing you, with the help of some local developers and some BlackBerry experts, exactly what you need to focus on to build integrated, social, and beautiful BlackBerry 10 apps for your users. So today marks another milestone. Not only have we just launched the BlackBerry Z10 around the world, today we are releasing a brand new 10.1 beta SDK for every BlackBerry 10 development environment to support the BlackBerry Q10. That's right. So this is helping you bring your apps to life across our full portfolio of products in your technology of choice on the only truly open mobile platform. Now, when you break down the BlackBerry 10 platform architecture, you really start to understand the depth of our commitment to provide choice to developers. We are building on an open foundation, or a foundation of open standards, and the power of the industry-proven QNX operating system. And on top of that, we're layering platform APIs, open source libraries, the power of Qt, an incredible WebKit engine, and a mobile-optimized native UI framework in Cascades. And what this means for developers is you get choice and flexibility when you build for BlackBerry 10 without compromising performance, look and feel, and access to platform APIs and services. On top of this open, innovative platform, we need you to deliver experiences that flow, experiences that integrate deeply into the device and into the cloud, social experiences that put people and communities at the center, and beautiful experiences that draw your users in and keep them coming back. And we are providing you with all the APIs and tools to make it incredibly easy for you to deliver these experiences in your technology of choice. Now, one of the key innovations we've introduced with BlackBerry 10 is the Cascades UI framework. With Cascades, you have all the building blocks to easily and quickly deliver the BlackBerry 10 experience, an experience that flows seamlessly, deeply integrates with the native environment, and adds social context and content to your apps. An experience that provides fluid, beautiful user interfaces that are nothing short of astonishing. And this is what we call out-of-the-box elegance, where every component, every control, every API has elegance baked in, delivering seamless flow, smooth animations, and rich visual effects with components that you simply drop into your apps to achieve a consistent, fluid BlackBerry 10 experience. And what I'd like to do now is welcome back Gadi Mazur to the BlackBerry Jam stage to talk about bringing Nobex Radio to BlackBerry 10 using Cascades. Hey, Gadi, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you were here with us last year showing off Nobex on Playbook and on BlackBerry 7.
Yes.
And now you have it up on BlackBerry 10, so let's take a look.
So we launched that 2 weeks ago, just got certification of built for BlackBerry last week. It's a, as you know, radio application. You can listen to one of 16,000 radio stations, the top terrestrial stations in over 100 countries. As before, you can listen to the station. Let me tune into that station.
102.1 The Edge, this is a Toronto favorite.
That's a Toronto station. It's very social, talking about social. You can see the YouTube clip of the song that is now playing or previously played. Share that with one line of code, basically tying into their infrastructure and getting all the sharing capabilities. You can, of course, find other stations, different genres of radio stations, music, sports, talk. Because of the capabilities of the device, we added for the first time podcasts.
Very nice.
So tons of podcasts, thousands of podcasts. You can subscribe to podcasts. And if I take, say, the TED Talks podcast, you can see, you can not just listen to podcasts, you can also view video podcasts.
Very cool.
And that will come up in a second. So that's a video TED lecture. And
so the entire experience here, I mean, it looks so fluid, so native. I mean, you have all the navigation controls that you have in the core applications. You have all the integration. I mean, what's enabled you to do this?
Short answer, Cascade. I mean, everything is Cascade-based. It's a native app. It's Cascade. It's a division between user interface and code that is clear. To us, that's important also because of our specific business nature. A major part of our business is white label versions for top brands. So we have our consumer-facing Nobex radio. That's over 10 million users. That's how we're known. But we also have white label versions for major networks. So that's the top public radio network in Canada. That's their version. We have versions for single stations. We work very, very closely with local RIM teams in the country. So this is, for instance, one of the top radio stations in South Africa. You see that the user interface is different. It's exactly the same flow, the same code, the same functionality, and the division and Cascade, the division between user interface and code, enables us to keep exactly the same code base and very quickly adapt that to the requirement of white label.
Awesome. So it's very, very little work for you, although we won't let
that's part of our business. So let's
but to take one of these white label radio stations and bring them up on the platform.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Now I know in BlackBerry 7 you had tremendous success integrating with BBM in terms of driving the virality of the app.
Yeah, so we talked about that exactly last year. We saw a 52% increase in the number of downloads by basically integrating one BBM feature, and that's when someone starts playing something, we post an activity to his BBM profile, and that makes the app viral, because then passively, without him actively inviting anyone, they see the activity, they click, that's download. So of course, we do the same on BB10. There are also other touch points that we really like. So for instance, if I now play in the background, that's a common, not necessarily for video, but for radio stations, it's a common practice. I mean, you start playing a radio station, you put the device back, you put the device at the side, or you're doing something else.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah, I do that
and
all
if,
the time.
for instance, you change the volume. Now, this is a system, the volume control dialog is a system dialog that enables us through our app to publish specific items to that dialog. So it's really part of the app, and if I click that part of the system, and if I click that, I'm back in the app. So that's really a way to make that the native BlackBerry 10 experience integrated.
No, I mean, we've really done everything we can to make it feel like these applications they aren't disconnected from the core experience. They're really a part of that core experience.
And the core experience, of course, a major part of that is the BlackBerry Hub. So if you saw that I subscribe to different podcasts. I noticed yesterday that you subscribe to Dilbert. Let's check your device.
So I am. I think this is I've been pretty open about it. I'm a big Nobex fan. I use it all the time.
So you see, that's a Nobex. You see the splat on it. I don't think that's the official name for this, but that's the splat on the Nobex. That means if you look now at your hub, you should see notifications.
Bring up my notifications. Right.
So you see, we sent you notification that there's a new Dilbert show.
And click on this.
You click on that, you click more, and you're back in the app directly to your...
Oh, look, it's asking me to update my BBM status.
Yeah, directly into the Dilbert new episode. And now, not only you are happy because you subscribe to Dilbert and you got that, but as a free app, you make money not when the app is downloaded, when the app is used. We basically made you now come back to the app on a daily basis and then make the app part of your daily routine.
I mean, it's a great example, again, of showing that deep integration of the core experience. It's driving through the infrastructure to get notifications down to the device. I mean, it's just a great experience.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you for sharing with us, Gadi.
Thanks.
Take care. So you just heard from a longtime BlackBerry partner who has brought an application from BlackBerry 7 and Playbook to BlackBerry 10. And what I'd like to do next is bring out a partner who has never developed for BlackBerry before BlackBerry 10. Please welcome David from Mobank. Hey, David.
Chris.
How you doing?
Very good.
So tell us a little about Mobank.
Yeah, sure. So Mobank is a company that designs, develops, and operates mobile commerce platforms for top retailers across the UK and Europe. When we look to develop our apps, we really focus in on three things: content, rich, engaging, up-to-date content; usability. We like to make sure that our apps are easy to use, intuitive, and have great controls for those users. And third is secure transactions. Our retailers want to make sure that they can sell their products, and we want to make sure that we've got the secure transaction to allow them to do it.
So you've been targeting other mobile platforms for some time. What made now the right time for you to come to BlackBerry?
Yeah, definitely. When we saw the BlackBerry 10 and the tools that are available, so we built an app that's a hybrid of using web views and also using part of the native framework. The native framework gave us lots of great components to react to those things that we talked about. So things like active frame to allow the user to still be engaged with the application even if they're not using it. Things like the menus, the peaks, to get a lot of that Chrome out of the main application area. And then the web view to allow us to leverage all the hard work we had done with our secure transactions on mobile websites and put that into the application.
I know it's a beautiful app, so let's take a look. I really love the way that you've kind of mashed up the native controls, your own custom controls, and the web view. So let's take a look at it.
Definitely. So as I was talking about before, here you can see the active frame, and you can see the different items that I've put in my style picks. It's sort of like a wish list that's here. And while I'm doing other things with the application, it still stays there. Even if I see the hub, I can go back and see the active frame. When I actually go into the application, here we've got the peak gesture. So I'm looking at an individual product, but yet I still have a list of the other products that are available. Mm-hmm. And then there's that great feature to allow you to go back to the top menu. And so even if I'm deep down in my core application, I can always go back to the top and have that rich experience.
And you get these capabilities, the ability to move back and forth and flow through the app for free by virtue of the fact you're using the Cascades UI framework.
Yeah, definitely. So we used a lot of the samples that were provided from BlackBerry. So if you look at the dial, this dial is very much sort of reminiscent. If we go back and take a look at the clock, it's very much reminiscent of this control here. So again, we're leveraging what BlackBerry's already given us and letting BlackBerry do a lot of the heavy lifting for us when we actually do this great app of ours. Also, if you look through and you do some of the shopping experience you've got in the style picks, if I want to just go and share these with my friends, I've got that share framework that we saw Vivek show earlier. Again, out of the box, we didn't have to do any extra programming. It's there for us.
And again, for share targets, if you want your application to be the target of a share, you just plug into the APIs and you'll have your apps appearing in that list as well.
Yeah, so again, we're leveraging a lot of the hard work and a lot of the assets that we have on our web platform. So here it's very easy for us to come in and shop and look at some of the different items. So just loading up and using a lot of the different controls and the stuff that we've done under the covers, we've got really good support for a lot of the different things that we've done.
So this is where the web view comes in. So all the content that you're actually pulling down from the online store, you're reusing in the application.
Exactly, and I can go effortlessly back and forth between that nice native that I saw and then back into the web view. So really easy, very quick. This application took 8 weeks from design to release, and we couldn't have done it without those integrated tools with BlackBerry 10.
Awesome. Well, this is a beautiful app. Yeah, let's hear it for David.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I think just a great example showing how the power of the framework, not just to build in native controls and the native experience, but also to extend it. So when you do want custom controls, or when you do need to mash up your web content with the native content, you have all that capability. So we've just heard from two partners some of the amazing things you can do with the native Cascades UI framework to build integrated, social, and beautiful apps for BlackBerry 10. At the same time, we are completely committed to providing an open platform to developers so they can bring their skills, their code, and their applications over to BlackBerry 10 and get up and running incredibly quickly. And the next partner I'd like to introduce has used the object-oriented graphics rendering engine, Ogre 3D, to port a multi-touch, multiplayer, real-time strategy game to BlackBerry 10 in record time. So please welcome Travis and Jeffrey from Touch Dimensions to talk about Autumn Dynasty. Hey, guys.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Great. Nice to be here.
So, tell us a little bit about Autumn Dynasty.
Well, Autumn Dynasty is a real-time strategy war game that's rendered as a Chinese painting. So this is for all of you out there who've ever wanted to be a paper general out there, because now you can draw your commands directly onto the battle map and have the computer register it, and all your troops follow that.
So this is a very unique visual style that you had with this game, and you're using the Ogre 3D open source library to build on to deliver this.
Yes, that's right. The Ogre 3D engine was something that we were heavily dependent on. And when the BlackBerry developer relations actually spoke to us about bringing the game to BlackBerry, it was one of the things we actually asked for. We thought it was kind of like an impossible request. Like, we'll only move our game over if you help us port our engine. So they approached us 6 months ago, and like, just in January, they came back to us and said that, oh, we've got it ported. So after that, it was just a rush to actually get the game onto what you see today out here.
So once you had the the Ogre 3D engine ported and we provided that to you, how long did it take you to take the game and get it up and running to what we see?
So yes, we took as long as we took to get to this conference, which is around like 2 weeks or so.
Awesome, awesome. And tell us about some of the, I know we talked about kind of social features, and you believe passionately in the idea of bringing people together to play games, and we know it's a big thing that's going on right now with social gaming. So talk about some of the features of the platform you're excited about around social gaming.
So one thing we've been implementing of late is Score Loop. Like, I mean, we've only had a short period of time to add all of these things, but we're really excited about Score Loop because it is cross-platform and it helps us get past this problem of like player-based fragmentation as we're like building games for different devices. Mm-hmm. So we're excited about that. We're also excited about the opportunities to like help players discover games because as all of us developers know, right, app discovery is something that's really important.
So you've provided integration with Score Loop, and that also gives you integration in the BlackBerry Games app on the device.
Yes, that's right. I mean, with the BlackBerry Games app, right, players can like favorite, they can share it with their friends and stuff. So I think that's going to be really helpful for us to like enter the platform as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, social gaming is a big passion for us, and we're trying to leverage all the virality of things like BBM and Score Loop to really help drive users to have great gaming experiences. I know you're also thinking about multiplayer in close proximity using Bluetooth. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I think one of the things about strategy games, right, is that you really want to have like an intelligent human player like fighting you on the other end. So I think that multiplayer is going to be really important. Like, the more we can actually do this, that will help the spread of the game. That will help us like build better experiences for our players as well.
Well, we're really excited to see Autumn Dynasty come up on BlackBerry 10. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you so much.
Okay, take care.
Hope you guys will enjoy it.
All right, thanks to Travis and Jeffrey for sharing. So we've made a huge push to bring indie developers on board by porting dozens of the most popular native open source libraries. Ogre 3D is just one of the most recent ones. And we have seen tremendous response. At the same time, we've also been working with all of the largest gaming platforms, and one of the biggest and most successful is Unity. And here today to announce our new partnership with Unity and full support in the new Unity tooling is Lucas and Oleg. Welcome, guys.
Hey, Chris.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
So, tell us a little about Unity.
So Unity is a game development tool that tries to take all the pain out of game development. It's a tool that you run on your Windows machine or on your Mac, and you can see it up here. This is actually a scene from a game called Shadowgun, which was a mobile hit game last year. And the good thing about it is that in Unity, you actually develop the game in the tool itself. You can hit play, you can play a bit. If you see something you don't like, you press pause, you change it a bit, you hit play. So you get this really short feedback cycle, which is really important if you want to make games and not want to kill yourself at the same time.
And then to take it the final step, so you're building a cross-platform in the tool, and then the final step to get it on the device to do that final testing. Now you can deploy across a range of platforms, including now BlackBerry 10.
Exactly. Today, as we have the build settings dialog up here, you can see that we have support for publishing to most of the major platforms. And today we are announcing that from Unity, we'll be adding support to publish to the BlackBerry 10 platform as well.
So that means that you can, all right, yeah.
Which is great because you develop your content in Unity, you iterate on it until until it's actually fun, which is hard enough by itself to actually make your content fun, and you let us handle all the technical details and all the heavy lifting that comes with actually bringing it to the device.
And then that final step is just literally one click from within the tool. You don't have to have anything else. You're working completely in the Unity environment, but you're able to take your application, deploy it, and get it down on the device.
Exactly. You just bring up the build settings dialog, you select BlackBerry 10, you hit build and run, and then we'll actually, I think we have it up actually here.
Yeah, on the device.
We have the same scene actually running on the phone just like that.
Very cool. Awesome. So Unity is more than, I mean, it's a great tool, a great environment for building cross-platform games, but it's also more than that. It's a complete ecosystem where you can share assets and content.
That's right. There's about 1.5 million registered Unity developers, and we actually have like a third-party asset store, which is like a marketplace where these developers can make things like models and textures and sounds and scripts and complete extensions to the tools that they build for their own games. They made them available, for like a small price to other developers. So not only will the Unity tool itself take care of all the heavy lifting for the platform, on the higher level you have like this enormous array of completely pre-built components for games, models for games. And with our new support for BlackBerry 10, all of that power will be in the hands for people that want to publish to the BlackBerry
platform. That's amazing.
platform.
We're so excited to see it coming. Now, I know there's a lot of huge titles that are built on Unity. What are a few of them?
There are, there's games like Bad Piggies or The Room or CSR Racing or Ski Safari. These are all like all very big mobile hit games that we've seen in the last year. And for developers like that, it's going to be really easy to just take their content and now also bring the content to the BlackBerry 10 platform.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see these Unity games start showing up in BlackBerry world.
Neither can we.
So thanks for sharing. Take care, guys. All right, so as I said, I can't wait to start seeing even more great gaming content show up in BlackBerry world, and our partnership with Unity will really help drive that forward. So we've seen incredible response from the community building for BlackBerry 10. As you heard from Alec, more than 70,000 apps in BlackBerry world for launch, and many, many more in the pipeline. And with the availability of the BlackBerry Q10 on the horizon, and the launch today of a new 10.1 beta SDK, we know you developers are anxious to get your apps up and running on the BlackBerry Q10 as soon as possible. And the good news? In many cases, you don't need to do anything. We have listened to developers who have told us they need tools to support adaptable user interfaces across screen dimensions, and we have made it incredibly easy for you to target both form factors. So here from our BlackBerry Sweden office to share everything you need to know about developing for both the BlackBerry Z10 and the BlackBerry Q10, please welcome Johan Larsby.
Hello.
Johan.
Hi, Chris.
How are you doing? So in your role as a developer experience guru,
thank you.
one of the unenviable tasks you had was to take all of our samples, we have many, many open source samples in Cascades, and bring them over to the Q10.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it sounds like an epic battle. How was it?
Well, as epic battles goes, it was pretty uneventful.
Okay.
And to be fair, we gave the task to the new guy in the team.
Okay. All right, uneventful. I think that's what developers want to hear. So let's talk a little bit about what you need to think about as a developer when you built an application for the Z10, and now you want to get it up and running on the Q10.
Yeah. You need to do a few things. Some of the technologies we already have. We have the 9 slicing and the tileable backgrounds and core controls. They switch sizes depending on which device you're on. And so all that comes for free. Mm-hmm. And there are some apps that we didn't have to do anything with.
All right, well, let's take a look at some of those. So you've got the Q10 simulator on the left, and you've got the Z10 simulator on the right.
This is not working well for me.
So the porting was much easier than the
porting
demo.
was easier than this.
Okay, good.
We have it up on GitHub, so if you want to change, if you want to see the diffs between the 10.1 version and the existing version, just do a diff on it, and you'll see I'm not lying about this one.
So I mean, aside from the case where you literally can take your application and run it on the Q10 and it works perfectly because you've used the core UI controls and Cascades. I know there are other cases where you may, as a developer, want to do something special on the Z10 and different on the Q10 based on the form factor. So can you tell us a little bit about an example of that? What would you have to think about if you did want a slightly different experience on the Q10?
Well, we already talked about the things that were already in there, and then we added an asset selector feature that makes you be able to switch assets depending on what resolution you have.
And so explain how that works.
Well, we're still on the computer. No, we're on here. I'm going to show you what we did first.
Okay.
So this is the same application. It's the same source code. It runs on 2 different screen sizes. And this is, for you that were here last year, we talked about our millionaire friend with the dolphin tank in his apartment. Well, he came back and he told us about a problem he had with his morning omelette chef.
Okay.
His evening omelette chef is okay, but his morning omelette chef,
Okay.
he hates him. But he likes his omelettes, and he likes to micromanage which eggs he gets.
Yeah.
So
very typical problem
yeah,
for a millionaire.
happens. Well, you don't want to have that conversation with him. We tried, but
yeah. Okay.
so what we did was we made him an egg chooser application where he can rate eggs, so that the ones that get the highest rating are the ones that goes into his omelette. So he can do that without getting up from bed.
Right.
Then he saw the launch event, and he wanted the Q device as well.
Of course.
So he calls us up and he asks us to port it. So we did. And here we have this the same application on the Q series. And as you see, we 9-sliced the frame so it fits snugly. And the star and the rating is the same, but we got rid of the keyboard because we're using the
So you're using the actual physical keyboard
Yeah.
to do the selection rather than the keyboard on screen, so you've replaced the button. So we've got some visual elements are the same, some of them are different, some of the interaction is the same, some is different. So in terms of thinking about it in code, in the tool, what does a developer have to think about?
Well, if I
Go back to the laptop? Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. So what we have here is Momentix and the all familiar view of your assets. So we added a 720 by 720 folder. You can do that as well. And the asset selector functionality chooses assets depending on your resolution. So we have two components that is defaulted to the one that's not in the 720 folder. But if you call them from your main and you're on a 720 device, it picks them up from that folder.
Perfect. So you can still keep the same core application, all the same logic, but now if you want specific assets to be picked up for the Q10, then you put them in a folder and they get automatically picked up by the framework.
Exactly.
This is great. I think developers are really going to be excited about how easy it is to take their applications and get them up on the Q10.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, thanks for sharing.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So if you want to learn more about UI adaptability and developing for the BlackBerry Z10 and the BlackBerry Q10, be sure to check out the Cascades Lab, which I think we'll be running today as well as tomorrow. And so you've heard, we're providing a brand new 10.1 beta SDK today to support development on the BlackBerry Q10. And we're not just stopping here. We are committed to keeping our development community updated with advanced insight into our platform roadmap. And today we are announcing new platform features, APIs, and tooling capabilities that will be coming later this year. So this is part of our ongoing commitment to be giving you, with the arrivals board, insight into where we're going ahead of time. And as you can see, we've already got the arrival boards updated. They're all up online today. And some of the highlights include support for headless applications, support for background services, a pile of new Cascades features, support for Android, the next generation of Android with Jelly Bean, support for Visual Designer in Cascades, support for our gold version of our Visual Studio development environment for game developers. So a pile of new features. Again, it's part of our commitment to let you in early on what we're planning in our roadmap so you can take a look. Now, if you're really intrigued and want to know more, you can check out the platform roadmap session tomorrow with Tim Neal. And there you have it. We are continuing in our commitment to developers, giving you everything you need to be successful. We are listening to you, providing you with the tools you need, the APIs, devices, simulators, well in advance of device availability, and we're sharing long-range insight into our roadmap. We are absolutely committed to making BlackBerry 10 the best platform, bar none, and we are so excited to see all the incredible apps that you'll be bringing as a result. So thank you. Back to you.
Well done, Chris. Thank you. So I'd like to use these last few minutes to discuss support, the kinds of efforts that we're making to support your business. For some time now, internally, we've had a goal to be the best business partner for developers in mobile. And I'd like to show you a little bit about how it is that we've done. So according to Strategy Analytics, in the past year, BlackBerry developer support showed the largest increase of any platform. Our support increased to over 28%, while competing platforms experienced slow but steady erosion. Developer support for BlackBerry is expected to show a 33% increase from last year to the end of next year. I'm particularly proud of this. Strategy Analytics also said that the BlackBerry Developer Program is the highest ranking program in the industry. Our average score was 8 out of 10 amongst survey participants, followed by Microsoft at 7 out of 10, Nokia at 7 out of 10, Apple 6.8, Google 6.8, and Amazon at 5 out of 10. Pretty good, huh? And 39% of participating developers gave the program a perfect score, 10 out of 10, the best in the business. It's not just Strategy Analytics, though. In their annual developer economics report that was published last month, Vision Mobile called BlackBerry one of 3 lead platforms for mobile developers, 3 that are targeted first. 38% of developers use BlackBerry as their main platform. So what does this all mean? Well, the short answer is it means that we are committed to your success. The numbers show it. Let me share a few quotes from your colleagues. As a BlackBerry developer myself, I've seen firsthand the lengths BlackBerry has gone through to actively cater to every need. Apps look better, the apps are more powerful, developing is free, the tools are excellent, and the developer support team is legendary. Thank you. Mix this in with potentially tens of millions of subscribers, and BlackBerry world should explode. So what do these tens of millions of BlackBerry subscribers look like? What types of apps are they most interested in? For example, 41% of BlackBerry users are interested in location and navigation apps, and 40% are interested in healthcare and fitness apps. And we want to be able to share more of this kind of data with you. Another thing that Ross pointed out in that quote was how we ensure your success by providing you with testing hardware. And we're not stopping now. Today, we're launching a new Dev Alpha C program, which allows all attendees of Jam Europe to qualify to receive a BlackBerry 10 device with a physical keyboard. There are 2 ways to qualify. If you've already submitted an app for BlackBerry Z10, you can confirm that it works for the BlackBerry Q10 with that physical keyboard right here on site. Hopefully, many of you got the email and brought your bar files, because then you can just trot down there and do that. If you resubmit the application to BlackBerry World within 2 weeks of today, we'll give you a Dev Alpha C to continue building apps for the new BlackBerry Q10. And those of you who haven't yet submitted to the store, you have 2 weeks from today to show us your intent to develop an application for the BlackBerry Q10 using the tools that Chris just showed you. Just submit your app in draft mode by February 22nd, and we'll ensure that you get a Dev Alpha C to finish your testing and build further applications. How good is that? And finally, there's our continuing support for the Built for BlackBerry Quality Certification Program. Now, you've all heard my rants on quality. Just because you build it doesn't mean that people are going to buy it. Quality apps are more successful. The Built for BlackBerry Certification Lab puts this insight into practice. If you submit your app to the program and you earn the certification, it's going to signify a higher level of quality to consumers. It'll stand out. We're committed to building consumer awareness for Built for BlackBerry to make that happen. And going forward, Built for BlackBerry will offer new benefits to help you stand out even more. First, increased discoverability in BlackBerry world, so you'll be able to be found more quickly. We're pleased to announce that there's a top Built for BlackBerry list that will showcase your apps. In fact, our goal is to eventually evolve the program so that only apps that are featured, on the carousel are Built for BlackBerry apps. And second, to help you be more successful, we'll also provide you with exclusive support to help you develop better apps and better marketing programs to help you promote your apps. And thirdly, through carousel space that's reserved for built for BlackBerry applications. So these promo spots will allow users to truly discover and demonstrate what makes a BlackBerry 10 application unique. And in case you recognize these things, it's not an accident. We asked you what you wanted to build quality apps, and this is what you asked for, so now we're giving them to you. So there you have it. A new BlackBerry from the new BlackBerry. This is a golden opportunity for all of us. It's not often that you can get in at the beginning of a whole new world, but that's what we're offering today. So I urge you to seize this moment. Use the advantages of becoming the first to become the best. Use our momentum to help you build your momentum. Use the tools that we've shown you to tap this opportunity. Join us. And together, we'll change the face of mobile communications in Europe and the world, one integrated, social, beautiful app at a time. Thank you so much for taking this leap of faith with us.